And I got a bunch of different types of hardy tools. Anybody wants to come up here and look at them? A hardy tool is just anything that fits into the hardy of your animal. Every animal's got a hardy just about. Some of the older ones don't, but most of them do of some type or shape. They're usually square so that they don't rock. This one's not quite the right size for this animal. That's why it does rock. You can make them a bunch of ways. One way is to fabricate it. You take whatever you're trying to do and you just stick maybe some angle iron or a solid piece. That's the Yep. That's the, I like personally the angle iron versus a solid piece because you got a 1 inch square hardy hole, a 1 inch piece square bar is probably not going to fit in that 1 inch hardy hole. You're going to have to grind on it until it fits just right, and it's a lot harder to do on a full size piece of metal. So I like the angle iron if you're going to weld them up because you only got to grind one side, maybe two, and then so like that one, that's interchangeable. You can put a butcher and die in it, or you can put a tenon and die in it. You can put a butcher and die, or you can put a tenon and die. That's it. And then, of course, you got the one everybody thinks about. You got the solid, made out of one piece, same as this hot cut here. But the way you make that is you take about 4.5 inches. Like if you're going for a 1 inch hardy hole, like we're going to go today, you take 4.5 inches of 1.25 inch square, and you make shoulders on it. I cheated. I went home. I put that under the power hammer, and I made a cheap set of shoulders, so we can just do the interesting part. All right. Anybody got any questions so far on the types of hardy tools? There's a million of them.
I was asking earlier about a cone. What size piece would we do?
A cone?
Start with for a cone.
You're going to end up fabricating that most likely.
Yeah.
Just because to get a decent sized cone, you'd have to start with whatever your base was. So if you wanted a 3 inch cone, you'd have to start with 3 inch material. So usually you either find a cone that's kind of like you want and weld a shank onto it, or you start with a smaller cone and forge it out.
But that kind of thing more worthwhile is high.
Yeah, I would.
Unless you want a smaller cone.
Yeah, but the point of an anvil is that you've got infinite cones right there.
Yeah.
Obviously it's not turned up straight up and down for you, but that's an infinite set of cones right there. But yeah, that's just something you would find most of the time. You could forge it. I don't want to.
You was at stick meeting, right? Jay forged a small cone.
They bring back all of my hardy tools. I don't like making them. So this is the old school way, the one piece. If you're going to do this at home, try to get a swedge block or a striking anvil, because in extreme cases you can break off a horn or a heel of your anvil doing it, because we're going to be walloping on it. I'm going to be taking somebody later and they're going to get a sledgehammer and we're going to hammer on it. We're just going to do the one in here, so it should be all right, but
Switch block out.
it don't have the right side hole. The only hole that one's got looks like it's 2 inches. We work on two things while we're trying to heat it up. There's another style, which is party tool. If you're trying to make like a spring puller, you take whatever size spring puller you need. In this case, it's 1/2 inch. And then what you would ideally do is measure, however long you wanted it over the main face of the anvil. And you would heat it up. And we're going to make a cruise shape that'll fit in your hardy hole in a pinch. While we're waiting for that big piece.
Gonna break that too.
Especially that little piece. I really don't want to make that again. Make sure I get back. I spent about 20 minutes driving that out with a punch today.
My father always said, question is aims and accusation that you already wrote.
Fuller.
Oh, the forward? Okay.
Maybe it's too long.
So, what are you making with the rod stock?
Spring forward.
On spring forward?
Yeah. I'm going to show how to do a one-piece spring forward.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, so for your one-piece spring forward, you kind of measure about the face of it, go a little further, figure out where that's at, come back, you're going to bend it all the way back around. That's step one on a one-piece spring forward. Step two is you come to your hardy hole. You take some tongs, Chuck, can you hand me some tongs? Half inch, anything. I'll grip half inch. That'll work. Come in there, grab your bottom one, bend it out. Those are the first two steps for your one-piece spring pulley.
Most of this is just showing an unattended animal.
Well, that's
So we
that's
need
what the magic of editing is for.
Ah, okay. Still think you need a ring light. A ring light? Like a professional
Step two on your one-piece spring pulley. Watch out, Chuck. Make with your vise. Come back with that one. And then you come back here, keep through here. Next step will be we'll just turn a ring. And come back to the other side so they match up. And then you ain't got to worry about having a welder or taking a piece of 1 1/4 square and having to forge it out with a sledgehammer. And you've got a hardy tool of some sort. No welding, just one piece of stock a little bit longer than you would have used otherwise. I think we're going to take our first Who wants to swing a sledgehammer? Anybody? Joe, you want to do it?
I can't get in.
You having a good knee day?
Yeah.
All right.
We have a healthy young lad back there.
He can do it if he wants to.
All right, so you come out with your hardy tool. You're gonna go to your hardy hole. Now, the thing to keep in mind when you're upsetting is it's gonna follow your hammer. So in Joe's case, he's gonna pull it his way, and I'm gonna pull it my way. I think Joe's funny. All right, Joe. Can take that corner just one more time. All right. It's important as you go with this upsetting that you dress the sides as you go, because it's easy to take the problems out before they get real bad. But if you don't, you can't fix them later. Anybody paid attention the first time will notice that's 3/4 inch shorter. Alright, back to the other project. Alright, so we got that. I'll come to the horn. Just work on bringing that around. If you want to cheat, we had a bending fork. Where's the big one, Joe? Do you know? Perfect. Is everyone getting an idea of how helpful hardy tools are?
What size rod is that for?
Half inch.
Half inch?
You can use whatever you need.
Yeah.
So if you wanted a small spring fuller, like a 1/4 inch one,
Yeah.
you would just have to multiply how many times you folded that shank to
Mhm.
fit you hardy hole.
Okay.
So this one's an inch, half inch, you just gotta do it one time.
What kind of steel do you typically use?
For the spring fuller, I've always just used my own. Because I mean, that's what we use on the treadle hammer once, and they hold up pretty good. And they're simple enough to make. If you wear it out, you make it over.
You use coil spring if you want. It's hard to work.
I would worry that it would, shake itself apart over time. If you use any type of spring steel. When you're doing the one-piece hardies, you want to try and keep your heat as even as possible.
top.
That side is. Let's see what we can do here. Probably that.
The bending tools,
Right in front of you. Hammer?
the bending jigsaw.
See, I put it back where it was supposed to go and I couldn't find it.
No wonder you're coming
That's what I tell Rick. You can spend as much time getting that loop a perfect circle as you want.
You need that cone. That,
That's just for free.
you
Now,
need
are you ready to swing again?
Yep.
Okay. Big hammer, I'll put you
which big hammer you
on
want?
one of the racks. Good. Let's see what we got. Has everybody got an idea of what we're going for?
If you need to flatten that, you can stick it in there.
Let me do that. So right now, that's a blank. You can use it for whatever you need to. But the idea is, if you look at that swedge block there, the idea is that you could make any of those grooves you needed to in this, and you'd have an anvil version. Some people make decorative bands that go around things.
That's that.
Yeah.
That one goes in a vise.
This one
but
goes in the vise, but it's good for the.
Same idea. You go, you take that, and you have one or two of those grooves in this over here at your anvil.
So is this gonna be a switch block or hot cut tool?
This will be a bottom tool. I'm gonna do like a 3/4 round one.
Oh, it was switch.
This way.
Yeah, we'll switch.
Okay. For this jacket.
Use the same process to make any single piece hardy. Whether you're gonna do a swedge or hot cut or anything, you would just vary with the amount of material you left behind. So like on that one, he would have left far more material for his block so that he could cut it, forge out the sides.
Yeah, similar to that.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what we're going for.
Yeah.
It'll just be a different size of that. And the thing about it is, when you make them this way and you do your fitting to your anvil, even if you did it in a swedge block, what you'd want to do is for your final heat, come down and flatten it onto your anvil, because every hardy hole's a little different. And by taking that last heat to drive it down in yours, you don't have to beat on your anvil to death like we're going to do here, but it'll be a more perfect fit, keep from rattling around it. That one's pretty good. You'd think we made that one.
Yeah, I don't know where it come from.
I don't know yet. And again, that's a blue anvil. That's about as close to a 1-inch hardy hole as you're going to get.
Yeah.
Would you start like spoon shapes with that, or what are you mainly using that?
Do-
That's
if
just-
you wanted to do a half
Do little
round,
dips?
if you wanted to do a half round,
You can make half round stock. Well, that's where a lot of it comes from. You can make. I've seen this used. They take like a 1/4 inch round, make that line, and then they take a 1-inch flat bar, do it on top, and then when you force it down, it's a beaded piece of steel. And then they use that for collars and things.
or if you wanted to take 2 inch and make it that size, you'd use use that and a top tool.
Yeah, and you could make perfects, you know, if that's a 1 inch round, if you have a matching top tool. The one I,
If you needed 1 inch round, you had 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches. You could switch it down with that and a top switch.
the video I learned this from, it was Mark Asprey, and he's a big forge welder, about like Jared Arnell, and he likes to forge weld in a 1/2 inch round swage block just to keep everything from trying to splay out on it.
I mean, that could be used for anything.
Yeah.
Cupping your leads or anything.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You could make a cupping block with this blank. If you got a big enough ball bearing, once you towards the end final part, you would just work on trying to press that ball bearing into it.
You got that cone over there, man.
Buzz is down and dirty.
Are the things that we've been passing around, have they made it over to that corner?
Yeah.
They have? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see so. Can't hold, can't hit it.
That's right, Joe.
You can quote me on that.
All right.
You can throw it up. You can have it.
Do what?
You can throw it up. Have it.
All right. I'll get that top hot. We'll grab that line.
You can get a flat top on it too.
What?
You can use that for a flat top.
I think we got it pretty well treated.
It's close.
Buying party tools is normally a 7, like really like tool steel.
Not
But
really.
it's not normal. Now, you can do that. It would have took us, you know, we're coming to the end on this. We might just now be getting it compressed down to where we want it. If we had started this up.
But even these are made by Blue, they're not S7.
Okay.
They're made for Blue, not F.
Yeah.
Higher carbon or just normal?
Yeah, they're higher
mild steel?
carbon.
Okay, got it.
Ray, what was these made out of, Blue?
4140.
These are
But
4140.
he said that they didn't heat treat them. It's made out of 4140.
I believe it.
That's the reason why they're notching so bad. I could probably put them in the oven and heat treat them and make them a little harder.
I think we're safer just leaving it soft. Can't be a better pat bench. One of them tom-toms.
They sourced it out.
Like the tom-toms.
Like a what?
Tom-tom. Just in the 1/2 inch right. That'll work.
Can't remember if it was helping me break my first railroad print. I can't remember if that
Railroad plants, yeah, they're good steel. They're equivalent for it.
Oh. Chuck,
Yeah, I mean,
like the tom-tom.
Tom-tom. One with the balls on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the 1/2 inch variety. There's a big blue for 1/2 inch too.
While he's hunting tongs, this is a prime example. Before you start heating hot steel, You need to make sure you got a pair of tongs to hold that hot steel.
What are you trying to say?
That's part of your safety. We'll be going over Saturday before the fair.
That is a good part of safety, Joe. I'll give you that.
Is that generally expressed as, if you can't hold it, you can't hit it?
300.
I laid them out for special, so I wouldn't be doing this. Big Blue was four. Right
Is
here.
it over here?
Nope, I got it. It's right where I left it.
You got grip holders over there too in that one of the metal pins.
No, it's- And you can spend all day tidying that up into a nice, neat, round circle. But if you need a string puller, you're already done. That's one piece. You just adjust it how you need it. Fits in the Hardy tool, and then you can go to work. So that's a spring fuller. A lot of times people use it in pipes. Most of ours are over here at the treadle hammer, because that's usually where we're doing it. But basically, you take your hot steel, you put it in there, and it makes a groove the size of your spring.
Say if you're making a ball peen hammer and you wanted to put the groove around the hammer, while you're holding it, you can turn it and switch that in.
Most of the plants in here are solid.
Any questions about the spring fuller? It's pretty self-explanatory.
Shouldn't we be worried about those parts?
I was just thinking. Apparently not.
Okay.
I don't know what that is, but it ain't the demo, whatever it is. Bailey, I don't know where Joe went. You want to come over here and help me? All right, let me get over here. We have our first rule breaker. Standing in the back with no safety glasses.
And my safety splits on.
Prepare to be admonished. All right. Oh, give it a whack, Billy. All right, we're gonna start with the groove. Pivot. Good. Good. Big break away. Good. 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 Alright, look at it. Alright, one more. Good. Alright, I'll get hot again before I work you to death. And all we're doing is we're starting off by laying that groove through it. A lot of people will just try to force whatever size they're going for. So if you're going for a 1/2 inch or 3/4 round one, they'll just take a piece of 1/2 inch or 3/4 and try to hammer it in there. But that's a lot of force going through that, and usually you will destroy your 1/2 inch or 3/4 before you get down to where you want to be. So if you take a fuller and kind of start, get it good and established, then you can take your final size and force it into that already established groove a lot easier.
What size you going with?
I ain't decided yet. What do you think? We got a 1 inch. Get 3/4.
That spring's good. No, it ain't, it ain't, it ain't. It ain't. I thought it, I made it out of something to work. It won't work. It needs to be spring for that. There's a course picture somewhere.
So that's almost a Purdy tool.
Almost a hold down. There's a cold spring here somewhere, so it make that.
I don't like it.
You don't?
Well, it makes me feel like I got something strapped there. No, it's where it's supposed to be.
Have you shot that pistol yet?
I have. I nearly killed a chicken. It made me, that chicken made me so mad, and I about took it away. I went home with Richard's pistol and about killed the chicken.
Where you out there like that?
It's a single action revolver, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Try to remember.
All right, Bailey, send it. Good. And I'm just coming and going a little at a time, trying to make sure that groove's even. All right, pretty good. Go one more. One more each, and we'll drive that bar in it and see what we got. Nothing else. We got 1/2 inch.
I'm sorry if I'm blocking all you.
It makes better windows, so.
Yeah. It's like putting the horse before the cart.
Well, that's where the horse is supposed to go. In front of the car.
Yeah. Is my point.
What?
Probably need to trim those.
Yeah. What size you going in at, man?
Whatever size that is, I guess.
Okay. You don't have to use that now, just
I don't see a better alternative to use. Took so long cutting in blanks.
you got a pair of tongs to hold that?
What?
You said tongs to hold it.
That?
Yeah.
I'll be long enough. I can hold it. What do you think?
you flatten that a little bit.
Yeah, we'll do that one more time, that'd be about right.
It was round.
Yeah, it was round. I'm gonna say that's mild, Joe.
Because there's a big coil spring here that size. I brought them to make a one demo. We just ain't done it. Let's look at your numbers.
No. I'm already doing the demo. When you gonna do the demo? Well, never mind. Is it cowboy hat November? What are you gonna do?
Forging different metals. Stainless, brass, and probably
That'd be a good one.
steel.
All right, Bailey. This should be the last go around. All right, good. Yeah, all right. You're all right. Just don't miss and hit me. No, don't do that. Zero there. That's pretty good.
The ends would need to be swelled out a little.
Yeah.
This and that.
You know what, Bailey? Grab that and just kind of that.
A rule of thumb, that's the way most of them
Now your hold fast is all wonky.
are. It ain't no
Well, you see what I was saying about earlier? If we hadn't started with any groove, that'd be
Really wonky.
It'd be half round.
That's just mild steel. It was something Joe made for this anvil, but it wasn't the right size or type, and it didn't work out. So we repurposed.
Something was playing one side, but you have to everybody later.
Do what? That was fine. When we did the bevel, that was a little iffy.
Gonna quench it or?
I mean, yeah. So I know I said I cheated on that one and took it to my power hammer to get the initial shoulders. But what you would do is you would take your blank, you start 4.5 inches for 1 inch hardy hole, quarter inch, 1 1/4 inch square bar. You taper the bottom third down. You just draw that out to about a 3/4 inch taper, and then it'll fit in your 1 inch hardy hole, and then you just drive in and it'll make its own shoulders. Anybody got any questions about hardy tools? I see.
How far along was that shank before it tapered it down?
But when I started,
Yeah,
I had just gone ahead and done to 1 inch.
about the
But using my power hammer dies,
Yeah, but how long
Yeah.
was 1 inch shank?
it
shank.
can be whatever.
It don't
Okay.
matter.
I just picked an arbitrary point, so that's
Okay.
longer than you need it. It's just,
Okay.
What is the type of column you have in your hand column?
Blue sells in, or did sell in.
Yeah, they're made on flat stock.
Yeah. Yeah. The
But they can kind of.
idea is they work off the corners when you use a big square, but those particular type is for flat stock.
And for the ones that don't have a power hammer, you can use the fullering tool that he just made, the fuller down to fit the heart. So if you don't have the power hammer or a press, you can
But-
fuller that down in a series of fullers. Right now.
Yeah, but the way I saw to do it is just taper that bottom third down, just even taper, because when you drive down the rest of it, it'll make it more
Well,
short.
I mean, yeah, but to start the tapering, you could use a fullering tool.
Yeah. Yeah, you
That's what
could,
I'm saying.
yeah, pick where you're gonna start. Yeah.
Those seem a lot more versatile than like the box draw box.
It's, yeah, like, where your hands up. Like in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. They're- you get the same idea as the pass through. The idea with that is that you can work on a real long,
Oh, yeah.
because you can run it
Pass through.
up
Both
to
those
here.
stuff are useless.
All right. Anybody, any other questions? Anybody want to blank to do it yourself? Anybody want to make one?
Maybe next week.
Yeah. Cutter?
Huh?
Cutter?
You would do the same thing with a cutter. It's just instead of compressing it all the way, once you got your shoulders, you forge it to it. You taper the other end, forge it out, then you sharpen it.
Gotcha. But you would start just upsetting it first.
You would do the same thing.
Yeah.
You would just stop sooner before
Okay.
we compressed it all the way down to that.
Paper.
You would just stop sooner and then taper it out. Same thing with a one-piece bending fork. You would just leave a bunch, cut you, spread it, forge out your times, like making a small fork, but it's bigger and more difficult.
Were you talking about doing that now? Or you
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to?
You gonna be here till midnight?
You want to? I cut one. I don't need it. I'm gonna fabricate mine. I ain't doing all this.
Yeah. Better than messing with that railroad grinder. Awesome.
You just taper about the bottom third of that.
Okay.
You heat it up. Start your taper out. Draw it out about 3 inches
Yeah.
fit it in the anvil and pound away. Now, if you got a real big Hardy hole, that won't work.
No, I'm still working on it.
Yeah, they're usually an inch small.
Yeah, it's very specific. I don't even know if I'm lost that.
Well, that's the beauty of it. Like that one of mine, I use that bending fork all the time, and it's just a piece, 2 pieces of 3/4 welded to a shank. That's mine. I was watching Mark Asper. He case hardens his if he's going to use wood. And I guess that'd be the way to go versus buying an 1.25 stick of, 4140 square top. That gets pricey quickly. So I've never done it, but essentially you put it in a bath or something or a powder at a certain heat, and it draws in carbon. It pretty much hardens it like a shell. I don't know. I ain't never done it. I know the idea of it, and I know traditionally that's what they did. Is they would put it in something and case harden it, and it would just be a hard shell. It's not quite as. You done it? You done it?
I haven't done it.
But I think it takes it somewhere between mild and like a spring steel. It's not as hard as spring steel.
It'll get really hard on the outside.
So cutting tool, not the best thing for it. Something like that, where you're just, forward welding in it.
Quite a bit. They were, one guy, one blacksmith passed away, he brought him over. In blue, and he used to super quench on the railroad spot, making a knife out of it, and he hardened it enough to where it would probably been a good knife.
If you put like calcium or bone dust in that material,
I
isn't
think-
that how you do the color case hardening?
It's usually something that's like carbon, like a carbon dust.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, but for the color. So when they do color case hardening with the blotching stuff,
You're far past where I'm at, Chuck. I don't know.
Okay.
The super quench was water and salt, and something else, what else was it in?
was it alcohol?
You pretty much take the brine and add something.
Yeah, it was a brine, a saltwater brine,
Yeah.
yeah. I can't remember what it was.
Hey, I did the demo. You do the demo, you can keep the thing.
While Matt's not hammering, I got a half a question. My wife and I have been doing some changes at the house, and I have taken out the wood stove.